right to say that the contributions teachers make to improving exam and test results is the most reliable way to predict a teacher's long-term success? Well, it is, according to a Saturn Trust study, Testing Teachers, published 1st of March 2013. The research by Richard Murphy of the London School of Economics looks at the three most common ways of assessing teachers and finds that improvement in pupils' test scores, apparently the best single measure of long-run teacher performance. They are nearly twice as effective as student surveys and nearly 3 times more effective than classroom observations, even by independent, well-trained assessors. As humans, we are meant to be lifelong learners. By the time young people join our school, they would have made considerable progress in their learning journey. We must therefore ensure they continue to make outstanding progress. So, what are the attributes then of some of our best teachers?
The skills that some of our best teachers have got, to an extent, can be taught, but have the teachers got personality that can control the class? After that, what skills have they got that allow children to learn? Do they engage the children? Do they have pace? Do they check the children have got it? And do they tell the children what they want them to do before they get into the lesson?
A teacher needs to answer questions to everyone and not just to the person who's always putting their hand up.
That they interact with students, so that they ask them questions just to make sure they know what they're doing.
A teacher that understands you when you're struggling with a question.
Teacher needs to be patient.
When students engage with other students and the teacher.
And like a teacher that can sympathise you, and when you need help, they'll come to you and explain it in a way that you'll understand, no matter how many times you're not getting it.
They have good relationship with children. Like, she uses different equipment to teach rather than just putting stuff on a whiteboard. They teach well during the lessons.
If you're confused, then they would help you and get you over that confusion.
When everybody's calm, getting on with their work and focusing, when there's a nice environment.
He's nurtured me, he's taught me how to do questions, he's taught me how to use my mind.
They explain everything in detail and they understand each child is different.
For the teachers that believe in me, when I doubt myself, then it helped me to improve.
I think he should have good sense of humour as well, so that it will be easier to communicate with them, I think.
Their background, if they've been in that spot where they been messing around but actually have this good grade and all that, then students will follow them because they've been there.
The kind of teachers that inspire me to learn are the teachers that are relatively in the same age group as me, because they've experienced, they more or less know what kind of education I go through because they've gone through it as well.
The teachers that really don't inspire me are the teachers that give you so much work and just sit there sometimes. They come to you once or twice and ask you if they need help.
I don't like when teachers start screaming at us, because sometimes the boys in our class, they mess about and then the teachers sometimes take it on all of us.
Am I allowed to say the names? And they give you the work and they just say you have to do it when you don't really know what to do. Some teachers, they don't explain well, they just give you books and just tell you, oh, copy that page and stuff, and you won't understand.
At least focused in lessons when everyone's shouting out, talking to each other very loudly, and shouting insults to each other.
You are the first GCSE class who I have taught that have taken their control assessment seriously. No one here today is not a historian, so all of you are more than capable of being successful. And moreover, are more than capable of talking about how you approach your history subject.
We all can achieve grade A star to C. So far, some of us achieved grade Cs. In fact, 11 of us. 5 of us achieved grade B. A lot of us so far in our 50% of our examination are sitting on a grade A. This shows the potential that we can achieve grade A, even though we are in the 3rd set.
I believe teaching is an art. You have to be able to connect to your audience, engage them, and inspire them. There are many people whom we engage with, but they do not necessarily inspire us. Therefore, the need to develop an effective teacher-to-student relationship is important.
The best teachers we see on interview, bar none, are those that use assessment for learning because it makes the lesson more interesting. Do not tell me that if you went for interview, right, you would go there and get kids to copy off the board. You wouldn't do it. You'd get them engaged. Yes, you'd get them to work. You may well get them silent, but you'd get them engaged, you'd get them enthusiastic, and you'd want them to make progress, and you'd check that they understood it.
Fix.
Find the errors.
Très bien. Find. Vérifier. To verify as well. Check. D'accord? David, mets-toi à côté de Zuber, s'il te plaît. C'est bon? Très bien. Vous avez 2 minutes. Don't touch it. Just read it through. And then you took together. I think there might be a mistake there because.
The most helpful for me was lolly sticks.
ABCD cards are better.
The lollipop sticks.
Whiteboards.
Interactive whiteboard.
Mini whiteboards are the most useful.
The whiteboard.
And mini whiteboards because then we write answers on, we write questions on.
Fun with writing in pen.
And we can pretty much do anything we want with them.
And show it up to your teacher.
Because it will keep me on my feet.
I think it's a good way to build like relationship between you and the teacher.
With logistics, you don't know if your name will come out, so you always have to concentrate and know what you're doing.
An important part of the school development plan that I've been involved with is identifying and improving marking.
Green and orange stickers that you put on your book, as they help you understand the right path you have to take to improve your work, and your peers assessing you and how they can help you improving your work.
Staff were working incredibly hard marking books, and the problem with it was that there was no apparent student progress as a result of the marking. So we needed to address that problem. As very simply did this through green and red pens, where the teacher marks in red and the students show their progress, they redraft in green. Very easily identifiable, it jumps out of the page at you.
In the past, we used to not have time to fix like stuff like your mistakes, but now we do.
I think it's very useful that the teachers use red pen and the students use green, because it helps you tell the difference between like who says what, and that you actually realise like the changes you're making in your work.
This is now seen as a developing strength in the school. Students are used to having fix-it time. There are clear points in books where you can see assessment taking place and students acting on the marking that has been given to them. So the students' progress is shown as a result of the teacher's marking.
Et voilà. Nidi, je vais, plus infinitive. I am going to. Near future. Okay? So that was wrong. J'adore faire. I like to do.
Tamina, how do you plan your lessons?
Well, firstly, I look at the data of the class that I'm going to teach, and I use that to inform my planning every step of the way. I differentiate according to the different levels within my class, and this will be through a range of activities. It will be through the outcomes of the lesson, and I work my way backwards during my planning.
As classroom teachers, we are ultimately in control of strategically steering the pace of student learning. We defined expectations, but how do we know what we are expecting from students is high enough? Do we use our whim and mere intuition as a guide, or hard data, including the use of their prior attainment?
Shan, what does it take to achieve the kind of results that you have produced?
When we are thinking about results, students need to know where they are at, constantly reviewing their grades, their targets, reflecting on that.
There is a lot of blood and sweat, a lot of time that you need to give, and a lot of planning, a lot of differentiation, a lot of challenge.
But they know clearly how to improve by the next lesson. So having high expectations all the time.
How would you inspire students who were once achieving no more than a grade E and they felt that they could not achieve a grade C?
Not letting anyone slip, and if anyone does, we have to have those conversations about what can we do to support the students, the team, whoever it may be.
How do you get them to be independent? Because as we know, just by doing the work that they do in class is not enough.
There are clear guidelines of what the students are following and when they have to achieve that by.
They have to be able to spend time by themselves independently at home and do the work that you have set them to do. Challenging work and not just the work that they can do.
They need to be constantly reminded of their exams, and exam skills is absolutely essential. That is not just about physical stamina when it comes to writing, it's about the mental stamina. Students don't plan necessarily in an exam, so how can we create that mindset? We have to do that within the lesson.
And it does take time and commitment from teachers. It is true that teaching is not a 9 to 3:30 job, despite misconception held by society.
So I think the first thing that inspired me was when I was looking at the results of past year 11 students, and I saw that some of them got 10 A stars, 7 A stars, and I really liked the idea of that. And so from an early age, I really wanted to push myself to achieve some of those results.
Exam results are important because they are a measure of how well students have done.
Well, these schools are academic institutions, in fact some of the best academic institutions the land has to offer. And so naturally their standard of grades would be high. And Forest Gate Community School prepared me in that. The programs they have in place to help people achieve their best, for example the 8 A-star programs for those that are caught sort of in the quagmire, to help them to move up, to push that grade further.
I get a pattern, and I've been here a while now, so I get a pattern over the years of exam results, and I can see who the best teachers are. You know, I can tell you now who teachers with the best residuals are over the last 3 years.
To be honest, I'm expecting the best of myself, and as the school has stated, they want a mixture of A stars and A's that were reported by my teachers in my school report that was sent to them.
For me, as a head, that reflects the work that we put in. That's the ultimate measure of how well we are doing as a school.
So I'm predicted, as a man of faith, I say God willing, a mixture of, as Ishaq said, A's and A stars, and that's the standard the school require.
So as long as I do the best that I can in my exams and prepare for those exams, and I get the mixture of A stars and A's that are sufficient to apply and sufficient to study there at equal level with the students, then there would not be a problem.
Because the children are going to forget us, and they're going to forget a lot of their time here. They're going to leave with a grade or series of grades, and that's going to get them on the next step or not. And we owe it to them to get them good results. That's what we're here for.
We can debate for hours on important features which contributes towards outstanding teaching. But teaching is not devoid of children learning, and learning is not devoid of what they achieve in their exams. Rather, one should lead to the other. The critical questions for me are all peoples being challenged? Are all peoples making progress? Are all peoples at least engaged and at best inspired? And are the above being reflected in their GCSE results?
Well, I was scared when I came here, and I actually thought I might have failed maths, which was a crucial one.
I got mainly B's and I got 2 A's, and I was meant to get C's, so it shows that like if you revise and you put the work in, you can get the grades that you want.
Came here, looked at my results, and I got a C.
Thank you to all the teachers who have taught us well and gave us so much practice. That has led us to get grades that we didn't expect to. Such as in maths, I got an A.
And I got a C for English.
Thank you to every teacher that helped me to stay after school and work hard for all of these grades.
I was like en route to failing English, but I got a B. So it shows that they do help.
And a B for science plus a B for drama. So I'm hoping I can get to the college I want to go, and I'm pretty happy.
I was expecting to get E's and F's, but I'm getting C's and B's in my exams.
To say thanks to Miss Hoodie, I passed my English and... Thanks to Miss Bago, shout out to Miss Bago!
In year 10, I was so bad at maths, I used to get D's and F's and I had no future on maths, but then in year 11, he worked with me in one-to-one session, then I got a great C.
I got a B! Let's go for the rest of Miss Hoodie and Miss Bago!
Yeah, we pushed him to do the GCSE maths and he will tell you what he got.
I received an A-star this year for GCSE maths, the linear one, and I'm actually quite happy.
7 A-stars and 6 A's. It's decent enough for me. I didn't expect anything less. I was that confident that he would get an A-star.
Just work hard in school, all the teachers help you, and you will succeed.